what's going on YouTube? ShadowFox4562 here. I'm going to do a deck profile of Rockstun. I know I did one about a month ago, but I'm going to do it again just because a lot of y'all didn't see it, and also I didn't really explain what the deck did and what it's supposed to do and what all the cards did. So, here we go. Alright, for monsters, we have 3 Fossil Dyna. Fossil Dyna basically, when it's on the field, face up, neither player can special summon any monsters. And when this card is flipped face up, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. So this is really good. Basically, you can summon it in attack mode and stop windups from doing their combos. You can stop Dark Worlds from special summoning their Grapha. You can stop Miracle Fusion, Super Poly, and just everything. I love to summon this card right before I go into battle phase if they have a clear field and they can't summon their Gores. It's just one of my favorite plays. And if you go turn 2 and the wind-up player's already done the wind-up loop, you just set this guy and set a couple back row. They're obviously going to call traps with their Shockmaster, so then they attack into it, it flips, and it destroys all their monsters. So it's a really good card, it's really broke, and everyone hates playing against it around it. I love it so much. Next card is Kokomira Guardian. Kokomira Guardian's effect is... during each of your end phases, destroy this card unless you send 1 Iron Core of Kokomero from your hand to the graveyard, or reveal a rock monster in your hand. And since obviously all the monsters in this deck are rock, you're always going to have a rock monster. Then you can also tribute this card to negate the activation of an effect monster's effect and destroy that monster. It doesn't matter where it is, and that's why it's really broken. So I can negate a Dandelion, I can negate Zen mains during battle phase. I can negate Graphin the Grave. I can negate a ton of stuff, and also, like against the Dark World matchup, if they play Skill Drain against this, all the Kokomiro monsters tribute themselves that I run, so their effects resolve off the field, so they're not affected by Skill Drain. Then I run 3 Kokomiro Wall. Kokomiro Wall has the exact same effect as Guardian, except he stops traps. I mean, spells. I'm sorry, spells. This is the one that stops traps. Kokomiro Sandman. And also, if you notice, all these are 4-star 1900 beat sticks. Every single one of them. So, like, you're just dropping continual 19 beat sticks on the field, and it's really hard to get over. Then I run 3 Block Golems. These cards are amazing. Rockstun was okay until this card came out, and then it became really broken. Block Golem's effect is if all the monsters in your graveyard are Earth, you contribute this card to target 2 level 4 or lower Rock type monsters in your graveyard except Block Golem and special summon those targets, but their effects that activate on the field cannot be activated this turn. Now, one of 2 reasons why this is very good. All right, say I have a Sandman and a Guardian on the field, right? And I attack. You activate Mirror Force. I tribute Sandman. Alright. Then I attack with my Guardian. And you have, say, like a Raikou down or Sangan down. I negate that. Alright. Now I have no monsters on the field. Main phase 2, I can summon Block Golem, ditch it off to bring back Guardian and Sandman. Both them don't have their effects on the field, but that's okay because their effects don't resolve on the field. So, say you have a Bottomless, I can still tribute my Sandman to destroy that Bottomless and negate it, and Guardian stays on my field. So, Block Golem is really broken in that regard. It's just crazy, and it's really brought this deck to life. And the last monster I run is called Morphing Jar. Morphing Jar is just really good because in any stun deck, if you run out of hand advantage, or card advantage rather, it hurts you immensely, so I have to run a Morphing Jar to replenish that hand. On to spells, it's basically a bunch of staples. I run 2 Dualities, 2 MSTs. I run 3 Solidarities since all my monsters are rocks. It makes my Kokomerus go up to 2700. It makes my Fossil Dyna go up to 2000. So these cards are really broken in this deck. I'm dropping level 4 2700 beat sticks every turn. And who's going to get over a Fossil Dyna that has 2000 attack points? And I have a bunch of back rows. 1 Dark Hole, Monster Born, Book of Moon, Heavy Storm, and Mind Control. onto the traps, I run a ton of trap cards, and I'm going to explain why I run each one. I run two Starlight Roads. The Starlight Roads are basically to stop the Heavy, the Dark Hole, Torrent, Mirror Force, because I'm going to be committing a lot of field presence to my backfield. And also, my goal of every duel is to get 4 monsters on the field, which is basically Sandman, Wall, Guardian, and Fossil Dyna, just so you cannot do anything against me. So Starlight Road comes in really handy, and some people say it's bad, but when I flip this over, it means I have game. Like, I win once you heavy me and I Starlight Road you. Triple Bribe. A lot of people don't like Dark Bribe in the TCG. In the OCG, I've noticed that they run Dark Bribe in a lot of their decks, and I can see why. Like, stopping one of their key plays, it's just amazing, and then they draw into 1 extra card. That's not bad. Like, it's really good, and also in this deck, since it controls your opponent and you can choose what to let go and what not to let go, it's a really good card. So yeah, that's why I run Dark Bribe. Then I run 2 Bottomless because you kind of have to. It's just good. I run 2 Deep Prisons. People are telling me that I should run 3, but I really don't. I don't see why it's necessary to run them at 3. It's just good for monster removal. It's good for getting rid of Stardust or anything that threatens me. 2 Solemn Warnings. I've seen a lot of OCG builds that don't run Solemn Warnings, but to be quite honest, I'm not concerned with my life points in this deck. So Solemn Warning is a really good card just to say no to your opponent. 1 Compulsory, just to get rid of the Zenmaines and also to get rid of any XYZs or like wind up stuff. Like, it's really good for that. 1 Solemn for obvious reasons. And I still run Fiendish Chain. I think Fiendish Chain is really good since I don't have the ability to run Effect Veiler in this deck. So basically, these substitute for the Veilers I would run, plus my Guardian negating monster effects. Onto my extra deck. I run 7 cards in my extra deck. Basically, I mean, obviously the 2 Stardust Dragons for the Starlight Roads. 1 Photon Peppa Pilly Operative, just for like game 2 and game 3, and also if I really need to summon her, I can. Utopia, same thing as Photon Butterfly. Maestroke for obvious reasons, and then 2 Gemini Pearls. If I have a Solidarity on the field, he goes up to 3,400 attack points. That's massive. Like, not even Graphic gets over that. And it's just really good, and it can stop. It can, like, not stop a bunch of stuff, but it can just get over a bunch of stuff. And also, like, if I'm forced to block man into 2 Kokomirus, but I don't have a rock monster in my hand, at end phase they're going to get destroyed, so I just go into Gemini Pearl to save them, to keep field presence. And also, he's a rock, so that means the Solidarity will still work. Onto my side deck. My side deck's a kind of weird, guys, because it's not done, but it's kind of cool. Like, I like it so far. I play 2 System Downs just for the Machina matchup, the Curries, and just a bunch of random stuff. So, I mean, it's a really good card. I prefer it, actually, over Cyber Dragon in this deck, since I don't really want to run monsters that aren't rock type. 3 Rivalry of Warlords. This card is amazing. Oh my gosh, the ways that I use this card, it's just crazy. It's probably the best side card I have. 2 Mirror of Oaths. I like this card just because it stops Magician. In fact, I don't even know why this card wasn't played last format. Like, every single deck ran cards to special summon monsters out of the deck. This stops Tour Guide, it stops Wind Up Magician, it stops Wind Up Zen Matey, it stops a ton of stuff. It stops Dino Rabbit, it just stops Inzectors, it stops everything. Like, it's crazy. It's a really good card. 2 Thunder King Ryos. This is mainly for, like, either the hero matchup or the Wind Up matchup, just so that they can't add cards to their hand with Factory and EE Call and stuff. And also, Thunder King Ryo is really good for negating, like, just inherent summons. Like, it's just that good, this format. Double DD Crow. I run this only for Dark Worlds, because Dark Worlds is probably my worst matchup, and I need this just to stop them. 2 Morphing Jar number 2s. Let me explain why I run these really quick. Basically, in wind-ups, which the deck is light years faster than Rock Stun, so if I get behind and I don't have a Fossil Dino, I pretty much lose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set Morphing Jar, and I'm going to flip it, right? Alright, now all of your wind-up monsters and all of your Exceeds go back to your extra deck. Then you reveal cards off the top of your deck until you get the same amount of monsters that you had, and you set them face down on the field. Same with my field. Morphing Jar number 2 returns to my deck. I get to special summon rock monsters. Since all of them are level 4 or lower, I get to special summon them in face down defense mode. Next turn, I'm just going to flip them up, and they're going to do a lot of damage to you and negate everything you do. Last 2 cards I run are 2 Effect Veilers. In game 2 and 3, if I lose, I'm going to side out my Solidarities. I'm going to side out my Solidarities and side into this stuff just so I can be a little more annoying to you. Probably side out like a Blockman or 2, but or Block Golem. I'm sorry, Blockman sucks. Block Golem is amazing. Aside from that, that's pretty much it for the deck. A lot of you are going to ask why I don't run Grand Soil in the deck, and to be quite honest, with all the Grave retrieval I have, I never have 5 or more in Grave. So that's why I run, or don't run, Grand Soil rather. It's just not that good of a card in this deck. It's a very good card, but not in this deck. Alright guys, well this is ShadowFox4562. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Every one of y'all that watches this video, please comment. I love to see your comments. I respond to all of them. Tell your friends about this, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.